Hey, alright! It's time for Super Beard Bowl Season 3. It's the same, but different. You'll see what I mean. This month, the bros are doing Alex's Burger Rush, where Alex goes around his hometown of Los Angeles and shows you 16 of the best burgers around. And Ted's gonna film it. The next public vote begins Monday, November 1st. So be there or be square, okay?
This is a man called Townsend's. He makes cooking videos based on recipes from 300 years ago. As I drive through the city today for the onion episode, I'm thinking about the time he told me to place an onion on a baking sheet for 40 minutes, 350 degrees. I didn't think it would work, but after it cooled off and I cut off the bottom and a beautiful pearl of deep, savory flavor spilled out into the bowl, with just a little salt, I had one of the most simple, perfect meals I've ever...
Okay, dude, seriously, I get it. People have been eating onions since way back. They're super important, blah, 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 blah. But do you really have to use such evocative, poetic imagery? What are we even doing here? Is this show serious or a joke? Anyway, do we really have to do a whole episode about onions?
Anyway, back to Townsend's onion. As it cooks on the metal sheet, it becomes a perfect showcase of the two spots I hit today. I'm not even bullshitting. The first place, Belcampo Meat Company, represents the delicate, slow-cooked part that slowly breaks down in its own juices, soft and sweet and warm, not crunchy but not mushy, like a small pile of fresh-made al dente pappardelle. It's a butcher shop primarily, so everyone's eyes are glued to the excellent beef. But what's butter lettuce, white cheddar, and a grass-fed, grass-finished half-pound patty without lightly caramelized onions?
Better off.
Ted, let's just go eat the burger.
I'm not gonna eat that burger.
Right, I meant just me.
All right, I'm out here in front of Belcampo in West Hollywood. It's like a burger butcher type of place. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. That's pretty wild. But I'm here to try their Belcampo burger. This is all about the onions. This is a stanky boy patty on some white cheddar cheese. Look at the quality of this lettuce. Just look at it. Look how soft and buttery this buttery lettuce is. And these onions in here, oh my fucking God. If you don't drink this with a glass of wine, if you don't eat this with a glass of wine, you're stupid. You're dumb. You don't know what you're doing. And honestly, this right here, this is like a rich man's burger. You know what I mean? Like, it's an onion burger first and foremost, and I'm eating it next to whatever the fuck that is. But honestly, this is a burger for people who want to feel fancy every day. This is a great lunchtime. This is a great lunchtime, impressive lunchtime for your friends. Fucking exciting. Wow. So much meat in this burger. Like, obviously it's a butcher shop, one of the best in the city, and that's some good beef, but man, that's like a mouthful of chunky beef. And the onions just sit right on top like a nice, like almost like noodles in there, like a nice soft, flavorful thing, these noodles. It's almost like this like winey, sort of like pungent flavor in the onions. I don't know what they do with the onions once they're caramelized, but the sweetness of the onions goes really well with the aged cheddar cheese. It's so good. It's just like, it doesn't taste like a cheeseburger from a burger stand. It tastes like something that should be on a plate with like some rice and some roast vegetables, you know, in a quiet room, which is crazy for something that came from across a butcher counter. You know what I mean? Belcampo, out of sight. Ted, I'm not even gonna ask. This is an onion episode. You're not having any of this.
I'm not having any of that onion. Ugh.
I'm feeling pretty good. That was a very romantic burger, I gotta say. Like, it's like a tabletop. It's like two people sitting at a dinner across from each other, feeding each other forks of that burger. Because you know why? The lettuce was delicate. It was like a velvety butter lettuce, which is different than most burgers lettuce, which is just like that Carl's Jr. commercial, like, you know, it was different than that. It was a lighter, it soaked up, it like got soggy, but in a good way, where it soaked up the grease from those fucking onions. And you know, I said you could have a lot of these burgers with a glass of wine, but I think the Belcampo burger really is the like dinner plate like star. Like that was its deal. Those onions really like brought it to a place where we're not just talking about a burger anymore. Like, those onions were their own thing. Like, I would say they were as important. Like, I would almost say that they should call that burger like the Belcampo like onion burger. How good those onions are. God, it was like you know when you have like ramen from like a vending machine, and you make it and you eat it, and then you have like at the bottom of the little soup thing, there's like a bunch of little torn off bits of noodle at the end, like the last leftover bits of the ramen that weren't connected to the big mass of ramen noodles, and it gets real soft and soggy. That is what those onions like consistency was like. And a big whole steaming pile of those that taste like beef. Oh shit, son.
And now, for the other half of Townsend's onion, the side that got extra crispy from the direct heat, which blackens its outer shell into a sticky, crispy mess. But like the sexy kind where you say, uh-oh, I'm all messy, but you really mean something more like, uh-oh, I'm scared of how good this feels. Anyway, that's where Goldberger comes in, and I do mean that literally. This new location opened after we started shooting this series, but don't worry, the food's just as good as the one in Highland Park, where the 3 crispy nights, bread edge, lacy beef, and sexy sticky onion meet beneath glorious mustard, mayonnaise, and pickles to slaughter our tongues in deadly delicious battle.
Cool.
Right? That was a good one.
I'm getting mine without onions.
Really? Just 2 of the nights?
Yeah, sexy sticky onion died.
He died? How?
Tasted too bad.
All right, I'm in Vermont Village at a brand new location for Goldberger. This is like one of the, probably the biggest, most important of the like LA smash burgers right now. You can tell because it's got that super lacy smash burgery edge that just goes so well with the onions on this. It's got grilled onions, it's got a little mustard, it's got pickles, it's got onion. I'm not gonna fuck around. I really wanna put this in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie, let's just do it. Wow. It's really, a really good, deep, like sort of warm, burnt onion flavor in this. The edges of the burger are crispy and like thin, and actually like mixes with the texture of the onions too, which are kind of like the same thing. They like straddle the line of beefiness and onioniness. It's really interesting. And they're not fucking around. This is a good goddamn burger. Like, you see it on Instagram all the time, the Goldberger. Is a brand new, this location opened since we started shooting this show. Tastes just as good as it's always been. This is one of my favorite burgers in LA. It continues to be. And if you're here, this is one you might want to just fucking grab, onions or not. Ted got his without onions. What do you think, Ted? How is it? Give it a little.
It's got burning, it's got pickles,
Yeah, we got
it's
it.
got
Yeah.
scrumptious sauce.
Look at you. Okay. Put it in there. What do you think?
The crust on the burger is awesome.
Pretty good, right? Is this your favorite one so far?
I think as far as how many textures here, I think this is one of my favorites. Yeah.
Don't you think it would be good with like a nice thick layer of like grilled onions on the bottom? You see how somebody might be down for that?
No.
No idea why somebody would ever?
No. Onions are a travesty. You're an offense to humankind.
It's like it's one of the oldest foods there are.
Oh.
All right. Listen, I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to antagonize you, but those onions were so goddamn good. They were so like scented. They were so like aromatically good. And it's not something I really I was just talking to Ted about this off camera. Like, it's not something I really thought about before this, is the combo of like mustard and onions as like something that's like an element to a burger. Like, I always take mustard on a burger if it's there, and obviously it changes the flavor of the burger, but over the course of this week, and especially today, underlined at Goldberger, is the mustard and onion combo is like so goddamn good. They do it at In-N-Out Burger, they do it everywhere. Like, Tommy's had a really crazy good like mustard situation too. I think I'm like on a mustard kick now, thanks to those fucking Goldberger onions. And the crispy patty, man, like that like Maillard reaction crispy patty meat with the onions that were like soft. They weren't burnt onions, you know what I mean? They were just caramelized. They were really just so like exuding really like tangy onion flavor, like a meaty onion flavor. Like, I would eat a soup of just those onions. So fucking delicious, man. God damn. That was one of the best ones so far, for sure.
Up next on Alex's Burger Rush, burgers, 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 and I'm gonna film it.
Don't believe in magic. Don't be so quick to walk away. Don't believe in magic.
We gonna play the game, PlayStation all day.